Guys, good afternoon, and how are you doing? I know this is supposed to be the morning show, but guys, you know what happened? I had some work this morning, and then, I ended up getting home and sleeping, and it was one of those things, guys. I woke up late. I'm sorry. I hope you guys, don't be too mad at me that I woke up late today. But let's get right into it. As you know, it's your boy Mark, an MUFC fan, with the daily update, guys. Point shared as Manchester United 2, Tottenham Hotspurs 2. Result yesterday in the Premier League. First game in the Premier League of the 2024 year for Manchester United, and we end with 1 point each. What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know. I know some of you might be disappointed, but at the same time, for me, it's a better result. At the end of the day, I think we could have won the game at the end. It wasn't one of those performances where I think we were terrible. I think we could have done better, certainly. I think some players showed some fight during the game, and some players were in the game and then they dropped out eventually. At some point in time, I think we have to make these players accountable, and I hope that the manager will make changes and be more flexible in this business end of the season. Guys, get in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. It's your boy. Well, guys, I hope you're having a great day. Let me get into the comments and say hi to you. Good day to you, Stephanie Griffith. I'm super late this afternoon. You know what I mean? Big up to you, Kenny Fan TV. Felt better after watching us get outplayed by Spurs. This was the reason I was silent during the watch along. I know you'll disagree, but it is what it is. Kenny Fan TV. You know what? I don't think we were outplayed by Spurs. I think, they got chances, and it was one of those things where the team could have kept the momentum, but they didn't. There were lots of mistakes on our behalf where when we could have just kept in control of the game, we started to play and do things that we were used to doing. It was one of those things for me watching the game yesterday when, we get the opening goal, and instead of, passing the ball around, taking our time, controlling the game, we were in a rush. And some players just took it upon themselves, like they just wanted to get the goals and be the hero themselves. It was a selfish display by some of the players. And I think, yeah, you might be right. It wasn't the best of Manchester United. So it's one of those things, you know. Stephanie Griffith is coming in. She watched the game in the pub. Spurs fans were delighted with the draw. McMoments had to score that header at the death and missed earlier at the least to test the keeper. 100%, 100%. It was one of those things where I was like, it could have been a masterstroke had he kept his head down and that ball went into the back of the net. We'd be having a different discussion now. But you know what it is, guys? At least we didn't lose, in my honest opinion. People could say we have standards and standards, but at the end of the day, we all knew what it was when Eric Ten Hag came in. This is a long-term rebuild. He got a contract for 3 seasons. So one of those fans that, really look forward to great performances and consistently amazing performances from the start of the third season. I will always say that this is a rebuild, and this season is the one where he should be allowed to make the mistakes, changing the system and philosophy and confirming his style that he wants the team to play in. It's one of those things where I kind of, have to have the patience for. Aaron Wan-Bissaka deployed at left back proved who the best fullback is. His booking was very harsh and inhibited his tackling from then on. 100% Stephanie. Like and subscribe, guys. Don't forget, if you're new, hit that subscribe button and, smash that notification bell. I'm 5 away from 100 subs, guys. Help me to get there today. I'm going to be back later on. I was supposed to be live with Drex. Was one of the reasons why, I'm also late in a way, but mostly because I overslept. At the end of the day, guys, I think it's gonna be a long one. I think the next few games are more positive for us. Those are teams that we can beat. We have proven to beat, like Aston Villa. We've beaten them away. We beat them at home, and we're gonna face them away. I don't think it's gonna be a different result. We have West Ham at home. I think that's going to be a victory for the Reds. We've usually beat West Ham at home. It's one of those things. Guys, Juan Bissaka is our best defensive fullback for years. I don't really agree with that statement. I think he's a decent defender. I think, he's been much improved under Eric Ten Hag. I still think he gives players too much space to do what they want to do, relying on that spider tackle. Yeah, bro, I'm here now, finally. Yeah, I'm okay, Stephanie. Patrick, what's good, my guy? Are you good? I'm here. I'm all good. What's up with you? Sorry I'm late, guys. GB, stop laughing, bro. Trinity time was active today. I agree with that. Yeah, I know, Stephanie. Sorry about that. I hope you're having a good day, though. Kenny, what's good, my bro? Would you like to join me, man? If you have a few minutes and you want to come, say your how you felt about the game and what you think about going forward. Let me know what you're thinking. You know what I mean? Big up to you. Everyone, don't forget to support Kenny Fan TV. That's my boy. Sachif, he always does his thing. He has the funniest remarks to most of the shows and the games. When his reactions are on, stay tuned. The guy always come with something live. One thing I have to say about him. Big up, guys. And let's talk about it. Confirmation. There's confirmation. Basically, guys, we know that, Casemiro and Licha are back. We've seen Alessandro gonna come back into the game. He came in the second half on the 60th minute and he played really well. He kind of secured our defenses. And my honest opinion, this was after we already conceded the second goal. I think we always looked like, we were going to be the more solid defensive team throughout the rest of the game since he came on. It was one of those things. I think he improved the performance of the defense overall. I, think that, we could have done more going forward in attack. I think the players in attack need to have a little bit more competency, a little bit more patience. They need to stick to the principles, keep themselves wide, take chances when they can, try to supply Hoyland a bit more. We've seen that, he can bang, scoring a goal, opening the game. It's one of those things where you can see that he has all the ability to take it past a player and strike it past the goalkeeper. We need to feed him more. Marcus Rashford getting a goal, with a 1-2 play, linking up with Hoyland really well, taking the goal really well as well. You know what I mean? I would have liked to see him score another goal or push on in the game and make himself more imposing on the match. But it wasn't to be. And it's like, what can you say about this team, guys? Hopefully they do better. Hopefully, they come up with some form of strength and resilience as the season progresses. We're seeing players returning from injury. It's one of those things where, it's possible that those players will help boost the morale of the team, strengthen the core and the spine. Casemiro should be returning in next match week, which is 2 weeks from now. So this team that played is going to get well rest, 14 days of rest before they play their next game. And guys, I don't know what everyone is thinking about it, but I'm looking at it in a positive direction because, one, we didn't lose. Two, we scored 2 goals, and I also think we could have scored more goals. Big up to you, Kenny Fan TV. What's up, bro? And
What's good, Mark? I'm very good. Just first time on your stream, and I think that's the second time I'm kind of using your console or the new app, kind of.
oh
So
yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty decent, bro. Like
Oh,
I
really?
think when you use it, the picture is pretty clear, and it just makes it a little bit more functionable. Everything is right
Okay.
here for you when you're doing your
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I will. Yeah. I will kind of give it a go, like in in the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. I know I'm super positive, bro, and I know the game wasn't great. I feel like there are certain parts of the game where United kind of allowed Spurs to get into their run of form and stuff like that. But when I was looking at the game, I was seeing the consistent attacking waves for like about
Yeah. Yeah.
35
Yeah.
minutes by United, and I was just thinking, we
Hmm.
were clinical. To be fair, we scored the first 2 goals very clinically. I was just
Attacking.
thinking if we could have pushed on
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, like, clinical wise, we are starting to show. our attacking numbers is just starting to grow now, but it's just that, yeah, it's been the same thing. Like we just lack concentration in midfield and in and also at the back. Yeah, you also mentioned about the first goal, like during the watch along, that Onana not commanding for the first goal. He would have actually punched that. But to be honest, I look back at the first goal. That was actually a very good header as well from R9 as well. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, to be fair, he would have came out for that. But for the second goal, I feel maybe Richarlison should have man marked Rodrigo Bentancur,
Mhm.
and yeah, and maybe Onana should have also come off a little bit.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
that's why I thought about it.
lots of the like I feel like there were some games we were outplayed before and some games earlier on in the season, but I
Omo,
feel like some of the
Omo, big up,
games
man. I just saw
big
you
up
there.
to Omo. Like the link is in the chat, bro. You could just jump in if you want. I'm just thinking that there were some of the goals that we concede. It's like it's like hard to blame it on the defenders. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna like there's gonna be a one or two, three times in a game a different defender might make a mistake or miss a ball. You know what I mean? And I always say that this is the reason why we have a goalkeeper in goal because he's the odd chance that the defenders don't get it right, you're there to pick up from that slack. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And protect the goal. You're the last line of defense. So
Mm,
for me, it's like he's got to be more confident. He's got to come out. He's got to command his area. He's got to show the defenders that, if they make a mistake, he's going to mop it up. You know what I mean? I feel like, yeah, De Gea probably made way too many mistakes last season. So a lot of people maybe were like, it's untenable to move forward with him. But in my honest opinion, I feel like the amount of mistakes Onana's made this season makes me feel it's untenable to move forward with him. And it's just his first
100%.
season. And I'm usually one of the most, you know, patient people with new players. I'm like, give them time. They will come good eventually. They need at least 18 months, like 2 seasons of game
Yeah, two
time
seasons.
in
Correct.
order
Correct.
to settle themselves into a team.
Correct.
But it's like for me, man, like I just can't see the positives of Onana, man. Like other than the passing out from the back and stuff, like I don't see it when it comes to actually being a goalkeeper. So I'm kind of disappointed, and I'm maybe
I think he'll be better at probably at the center back. He'll probably be better at the center back kind of thing.
you know I think I'm not the only one that thinks maybe he might be better as a centre back, but I don't like to over criticize players and make him the
Oh yeah,
bunt
yeah,
of
sure.
jokes and stuff.
Mm.
I'm already critical of Rashford, but in a way, I'm critical of him because I expect more from him as for the amount of time, the amount of years he's been in the squad. He's played with many top players in the world. I think he needs to start
Lord,
showing the experience, what he's
hundred
gained from
percent.
playing with all these top players. And, being the most senior attacker in our team, he needs to lead the line in such a way that the other
Exactly.
young players can learn something from him. You know what I mean? They could probably even gain something at the same
100%.
time playing with him.
Yeah,
But for me, it doesn't seem like that. It seems like he's acting like on emotion and he's playing however he feels, and
that is true.
it's just not
Yeah.
working. I
Yeah,
just
yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it a lot of times. So like Rashford, even in like 18-19 season, that was that was a reason why Jose Mourinho never even started Rashford. Now we already know since like few seasons ago, like why he was such an very inconsistent player. Like 100%, you're right. He performs when he feels like to. When he always feels like to. Like especially like last season, he turns up in big games at home, especially like against big teams. But like now this season, like he's not showing me. He's not exactly showing. Even though he scored a good goal, but like the rest of his game I'm watching against Spurs, it's just underwhelming, man. It's like a 4 out of 10 for me or 3 out of 10 rating sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm just like disappointed by the state of fans right now as well, because we knew what it was. We all knew. We saw this. We saw these players in 21-22 season. We saw it ourselves live for a whole season,
Exactly.
right? And then this manager comes in. We get that new manager bounce. He gets in some of his
Yeah,
players. Of course, the new manager is to come and say some things. We all know the Glazeronomics, but people pick and choose what Glazeronomics they want to pay attention to. The manager says, "I have a veto." But then after he says that, he says, there's three people that make the decisions, right?
yeah,
Each one of us, make the decision. And even though he has a veto, his veto could be overruled if the other two make the decision for him. You know what I mean? And that's
correct.
John Murtaugh and Joe Glazer. So it's like, no matter what we could blame Eric Ten Hag on Anthony being 90 million and hasn't performed really well, to be fair. We
Yeah,
could blame Eric Ten Hag on Marcus Rashford got a new contract. We could blame Eric Ten Hag on signing Mason Mount. We can blame Eric Ten Hag on all of these things. But when are we going to blame the players when we know three managers besides Eric Ten Hag was thinking maybe we should sell these players? Well, when are we
yeah,
going to blame these same players that we saw in 21-22 underperformed?
exactly. Mm,
You know what I mean? And
that's
then the
true.
next season they finished third and they win a cup and they play in a second
Yeah,
cup
Carabao Cup,
final.
correct. Yeah, yeah,
Imagine that, man. Just and this is the thing that boggles my mind, bro. And this is why I have to back this manager, in my opinion, because these
yeah,
players, they ain't cutting the mustard. They're not cutting the mustard, bro. They want to turn it on when they feel like. That's not good enough for Manchester United, bro. And
correct.
in order for Manchester United to get back to where they once was, we need to cut the mustard with these players. There's some players who are going to remain. Yeah, maybe we sell Marcus Rashford, maybe we sell a Bruno, maybe we sell Luke Shaw. Maybe we sell some of those guys. But you know what? When we sell them, some other one is going to take their place. Maybe
Exactly.
two players in the team might pop
Two
up and
players.
suddenly be responsible and start bringing in, performances every match week because these guys are gone. But the only how we can see evolution is if we get rid of some of the dead weight that we've been carrying, man.
For
And
years, yeah. That's
it's just
crazy.
hard, bro, because I really don't see a way that we get Marcus Rashford sold unless he wants to leave. You know what I mean? And Mr. MBE, I think I think
MB,
he's like, you know, I think he's part and parcel with the club. The club has already sacked three managers rather than transfer him to a new club. They already shown that they will part with projects and managers over that single player, and a lot of fans are not waking up to this.
yeah,
They don't want to be realistic about it. They just want to say, you know what, he's an academy graduate. Yeah, we have Kobe Manu, bro. Kobe Manu could be the new academy star for us right now,
yeah,
man. We
yeah,
got
100%.
Mason Greenwood. We could bring him back, give him the number 7. He's definitely gonna bang. I mean, sometimes I feel like we're afraid of progress as fans, and our pride and our egos get the better of us because we don't want to lose. We don't want to see our team
I
below
think
other
so. Yeah,
teams.
correct.
You know
100%.
what? But if we could do that for one season, maybe this season, or maybe next season, I don't know. But the moment we just, I think, get some humility and realize, well, listen, in order to get back to the standards where we once were, we need to break this squad and build a squad that could embody those standards once more. And that's the only way we're gonna move forward, bro. In my
That
opinion,
true. That's true.
never Miss Rob is coming in saying too much positivity. But I mean,
Daddy
Daddy
Ratcliffe is
Ratcliffe,
here.
bro, is Daddy Ratcliffe gonna save us? Let me know. The link is in the chat. You can come in and tell me what you feel. If you think Daddy Ratcliffe is gonna save us, bro, I'd like to hear your reasons why. Because in my honest opinion, yeah, I think the money is the issue, Sachiv. I don't know where the money is coming from until I
Same. I
see
don't
the
even
money.
know.
Until I see the money there and things actually happening, I'm gonna be like, "Where's the money?" I'm not believing it until I could see it.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm mad at the team for the performance. Like, I'm disappointed that we drew. I thought we could have won that game, especially Scott
Yeah,
McTominay.
especially like the last minute header. Like,
Bro, like, how do you miss that? Like,
yeah.
Hoyland missed one the week before. Now
Yeah,
Scotty misses one this week. And I mean, a lot of people are already mad at Scott McTominay. came on the field. Like, I mean, we all
I
were at the
thought
watch
I thought
along.
I thought he didn't. I thought when he came on, he wasn't too bad actually. Yeah, yeah, just the miss part. I was like, "Phew, bro, you should have
Yeah,
scored
bro.
that."
I actually thought the same. I thought he kind of improved the midfield. I thought he came on and he brought some bite and he broke up a lot of the play. I thought when he came on, it brought an energy to the midfield and then it allowed the attackers to get more forward and stuff like that. I'm just like, I wish he had scored because then it would have been the master stroke. You know what I mean? Because if he scored, we win that game. Ten Hag master stroke. McTominay substitute wins the game. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's like yeah, it would have kind of reminded me of like the what was a player I've remembered like a few seasons ago, like Fellaini. I remember those days.
And
Yeah,
to be fair, my bro, like I would say this: Lissandro Martinez coming on. We weren't able to see Casemiro, but Lissandro Martinez came on, and when he came on, for me, almost immediately the amount of chances because as we know they had what 12 chances, you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they were having the most of those, and since he came on the field, they were I think they had like four chances previously or five, and then he came on the field and they could only get two more chances for the rest of the game.
Bro, Lisandro Martinez never even lost his footing. He never like he was the same guy that I kind of recognized him from his very first season. So with
100%.
his yeah, yeah, he looked good when he actually came on. Like he didn't feel any problems in his knees, everything. Yeah, so Lisandro seems to be good, well, and settled back in the team. Yeah, and now the most positive thing is like we have like a 2 weeks break sort of just before we play Wolves, I think.
Is
Yeah,
Wolves
so
or
I
West Ham?
I think Wolves away first.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be like another sort of like yeah like look, I would kind of back my team to win, but like but for me it is going to be a very low scoring game because us usually against Wolves is like going to be like a total low scoring. It's either going to be like 1-0, 2-1, or most likely a draw 1-1. Sort of that score line.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know what, bro? Like, I'm looking at it like this, right? Some of the positives I'm taking away from the game. Lissandro Martinez came in and provided that stability at the back that we were
Yeah.
missing. We guaranteed the entire fan base. We knew when he came on. After a few minutes, we could see it. The team was playing more better defensively. We started playing the ball out from the back a little bit more consistently. You know what I mean? I think we're gonna start to see some improvement in the performances because with him there's Kobe, and eventually Casemiro is gonna start. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I could see, well,
Mark, just one question. Do you basically think like Casemiro will basically start as a lone six, or basically as an eight?
well, I think from the what I've seen in the season so far, I think I would start Kobe as the six
Yeah.
and put Casemiro as the eight because I think Casemiro naturally gets forward more and gets into attacking positions and it works for our team. So I think I would have him there and let him guide Kobe into being a better role at the six. But if Kobe wants to progress to eight, which I've not really seen as much because knowing him from the youth, in the youth setup, he's been playing as a six most of the time.
Okay.
Dan Gore Jr. is usually the one who plays the eight role. You know
All
what I
right.
mean? And they do sometimes interchange, but he usually sets up in the six, in my opinion. So I'm just looking at it from the perspective where it's the first time I've seen two of our attackers link up in a 1-2 this season, and it resulted in a goal. Holland has scored another goal in as many Premier League games that he's played in the so two goals in the last two games for him. I think this is
Yeah.
a little sign of him picking up some goal scoring form. So I'm thinking, maybe, if we could win the next game, maybe win the other one, eventually what will happen is, we'll find some consistency. You know what I mean? And some positive energy coming through the team as the performances improve. It's likely that not only the team will be other players will find confidence, but the entire team together will find a set of confidence. Big up Admiral Drex is coming in. What's up, my bro? Cisa
Oh,
Chivas keeping me company.
yo, sorry, guy. I was a little bit. Ah, man, it snowed and I had to clear the. You know what it is, how it is with
All
them
good,
snow
All
man.
right,
No
it's
days,
fine.
man.
worry,
Actually fine.
no
I had
worries,
to
no
do it
worries.
before the misses go out, man. So yeah, sorry about the thing. Yeah, I'm here. So what's new?
No, well, not much new. We're just talking about how we felt about the game. Hours later, Sachiv was talking about he felt like we should have done better. We allowed Spurs to to come and gain control in the game. We should have been more, I don't know, more energetic, more consistent, a little bit more patient. I'm saying that there are positives in the game that I was taking out. Lissandro Martinez coming in afterwards, their chances and their attacks definitely grind to a slow. We
Mhm.
conceded five chances in the second half before he came on, and only two after he came on, which was two in like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, right? So I'm just saying, Hoyland and Rashford linking up to score a goal is the first time I see two of our forwards link up this season and produce a result like that. Hoyland
No,
also
no,
grabbing.
no, no, no. Where is a goal that actually stood? Remember the Brighton game? The two
uh
linked up and the goal was called out for the ball being going off the line. But it's a positive
Okay.
actually. It's a
and
positive.
mhm,
They need to work on that more often. We need to be seeing more of that, you know?
mhm.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I just
And
wanted to
yeah, and I
just
was
draw
just
that.
saying, like, basically, how Hoyland scored his second goal in his second Premier League game played so
And a
far,
and a good
in
goal.
as many
Uh,
games, two goals in
And a
two
good
games, which
goal.
is
And a
another
good
good
goal.
sign. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I'm watching Kobe's performances. A lot of people said it was flat, but for me, he looked like a youngster adapting to the game. He
How
had
was it
his good
flat?
moments in the
How
game.
was it flat? I need some of them to actually point it out. How was he flat? What was he expected to do?
Well,
Like
I've heard some people say he looked
He was
tired
all
and he
right
looked
though
he
for me.
looked he looked burnt out.
He
But
was
I'm
all
like,
right.
he only played one game in the last 8 days or something like that.
so
So how could he be burnt out?
people just want to they instead of protect the kid, right? They want to look for fault and be like, okay, he's not all that. Like people just want to be like, he's not. I remember when Ganache was busting into the scene, we
Oh
had
yeah,
some
yeah.
people like, he's not all that. Why what's the rave about him, right? He's not all that. But they tend to forget that this is just what 18-year-old kid. When Ganache was coming on the scene, he was about the same age. People tend to forget that these guys are young. One thing I know they don't have for them going in as an advantage for them is the fact that they don't have experienced head to actually coach them, to actually teach them on the field. Not see, there's one thing for the coach to actually do is training routine and all of that in the training ground, right? There's another thing for the experienced head to come in the game in real time, real game now, um, actually telling you a thing or two as to how to position and how to play or how to put yourself in a tackle or not, right? So those things, one, the coach is giving them the instruction on the training pitch. On the other hand, they have bodies that can actually be coaching them in game. If you remember the likes of Roy Keane, the likes of Gary Neville, the likes of even Roy Ferdinand and what's his name, Ryan Giggs, right? Even Ruud van Nistelrooy, when Ronaldo
Yeah.
first of all came in, these guys were. I remember Roy Keane actually cussing out Ronaldo for dribbling too much and putting everybody offside. Like Ruud van Nistelrooy was literally waiting for him to put the cross in. It took everybody offside. Ruud van Nistelrooy came back onside, only for Ronaldo to dribble, and everybody was like, "Okay, he's going to put the cross in now." And at the end of the day, everybody was offside, and people kept going at him. Now, if we fast forward that time to now, man, my days, Ronaldo would be skinned alive. But people tend to forget these guys are young. I didn't see anything. What's his name? Kobe did wrong yesterday. Honestly, he himself and Lisandro Martinez were the two persons that could actually, when the ball gets to them, they scan, they look for the outlet that when the opposition team is coming to press, right? There is always an outlet created for you to beat their press, right? Most of our players don't. They just allow these guys. Kobe Mano and Lisandro Martinez are actually press resistant. They tend to look for that outlet, that small window that you open for them. That's what they're going to use to escape that press. And Kobe did it very well yesterday. When Martinez
Yeah,
came in yesterday, I saw Martinez do it, I think, 2, 3 occasions. I'm like, okay, this guy is like they know how to scan and get out of danger, right? So I don't see
yeah,
how he was flat yesterday. He did the job that the manager asked him to do. Is just what it is. When we got caught napping, it wasn't even at fault for the second goal. We got caught napping. The ball, like I said, we had 4 chances to clear that to put that second goal ball, like not even get to Onana Bear. It is what it is. The game was gone. We had a draw, but to say Kobe was flat,
But like what I could say though, guys, it was very interesting to see for me to see the discussions being had on the field between Kobe Manu, not only Johnny Evans, but Kobe Manu and Lissandro Martinez during the game. And I feel like this is what we need. Like Johnny Evans is going to be schooling young players on the field while he's playing. Lissandro is coming back in. People know he just won a World Cup. He knows the Ten Hag way. These young players like Kobe, who's coming in key positions, like Garnacho, he's going to be talking to them on the field during the field of play and being able to look forward to Lissandro Martinez possibly starting the next game is a big positive for me because it will be like, now we have a solid back four cast. We have Varane and Martinez playing together. Wan-Bissaka didn't look too bad off the left, you
Off
know.
the left, it was. I felt like I think what if it was Omar that said it yesterday on Papi's stream was like the manager said wherever that kid Johnson goes to, you Wan-Bissaka, you're going there. If the boy ends up at the being the point man, yourself and Johnny Evans, one of you or Varane, we're gonna switch and you be on that guy. And Wan-Bissaka held his own yesterday at left back. I was surprised. I was like, yo man,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Same.
he did.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
One would argue maybe it's because of the opposition it was facing, but it's not. He did okay for the
He
job
did
that the
fine. Yeah,
manager asked him to do. So kudos to Wan-Bissaka. For this guy, never miss Rob says too much positivity, right? I feel like
Omo.
it's Omo, right? Omo, okay.
yeah.
I
It's
feel like
almost.
yeah, fine. You say too much positivity, but when the negativity is so much, we don't loud it. We don't say it's too much negativity.
100%.
We just
Yeah,
say it is what it is, it is what it is, it is what it is. But I don't say anything about too much in the positivity. You're just trying to, because we are already down. He that is down should fear no fall. We're already down, right? So what else can we do? We just have to pick ourselves up and look on it, because they say it's the hope that kills, but we can't let go of the hope. We cannot just let go of the hope, because once you do
100%.
that, then you might as well you're dead,
Yeah, you might
right?
as well give up and lay down. I mean, look at
Yeah.
it from this perspective. Like, Sachiv, right? Sachiv there. He was in Europe.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? He had to sit on a flight for probably 10, 15 hours to get here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He couldn't just say, well, no, I want to go to Europe. And they tell him, look, the flight going to be 3 hours. And he's like, no, they're not good enough. I'm not going there. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's
Hmm.
like, it's like some of these things, sometimes it take longer. And sometimes for good things, you just have to wait long. And yeah, nobody here saying that is one of those things where we want to see United not performing well. We don't want to see United return to the top. We have no standards for the clubs. But remembering the standards we once have, we should also remember that it took us time to build to get there. Alex
Even
Ferguson in his first 3 seasons didn't win anything.
I don't like even going back to Alex Ferguson's first 3 seasons. I'm more of like, even when we were there, right? Even when we were there, top of the league, winning leagues, yeah, in season out, right? We still had patchy moments. We still had times to actually complain about, right?
Hmm.
There are sometimes we got knocked out of the Champions League, or sometimes So we know very well that Sir Alex made a mistake. We should have gotten to maybe a final, more finals, right? But we know Sir Alex made a mistake. He tinkered too much. He tweaked too much, and there were times where, but because of the success we were having, we just overlooked it, right? But now we cannot just say, because of course it's 100% the club, in the club it's actually toxic, and we as fans, we are no different. We are as toxic as the club itself. The fans of Manchester United, I say, I owe no one apology. We are as toxic as that club itself. We are
100%.
super toxic. We don't even have any element of anything that we can actually look at and be like, okay, these fans are actually okay. They're trying to protect their club. No, we are as toxic as them. We are as bad as the Glazers when it comes to how we portray the club. So when I see people trying to draw some positivity, right? That's why most of the time I like to watch Mark. I like to watch Goldbridge. I like to watch Meek. I watch you guys. If I'm not on the stream, I watch your thing, because fine, these guys, they know how to balance it. It's not all about,
Yeah,
like
it's true.
like what Goldbridge would say. It's not just all about the green, the amber, and no, the green and red. There's a place for the amber as well, where you have to sit down and just balance. It can't be too positive. It can't be too negative, but you have to strike a balance, right? But it feels like this fan base, some people are on the green too extreme, some are on the red extreme, and it feels like a lot of people are on the red extreme, because with the advent of what is it, X now, and revenue and everything, and what's going on, making money and all of that, people just look at it and be like, okay, if I go controversial, I'll get more clicks and all of that. But at the end of the day, are you really helping the club? Are you really doing what's best for the club, or you're just doing what's best for you, at the same time being toxic and poisonous to the club? Because I have a lot to say, right? But I just try not to say it, because, for example, now everybody, I'm going to deviate a bit, right? I think maybe this might just, I'm deviating way from the topic, right? But I'm going to say this. Now, a lot of United fans, the recent generation, they don't have the right to say, I'm okay, sorry. They can't be saying we've seen it. You see that song? You heard that song? We've seen it all. We won it all. We Man United. We are never going to stop. Some of these recent fans, they shouldn't be singing that, because they haven't seen it all,
That's
right?
true.
They haven't won it all. A lot of them are actually super toxic than the players we have in our club. Like, how can you be going at a Johnny, a Jadon Sancho or a Rashford or a McTominay, when you can't even have a conversation with your next body as to having a proper opinion, a proper dialogue, without you feeling like yours should be super? It tells me that if you get in the shoes of Sancho, earning the same wages as Sancho, you wouldn't even listen to your coach. So when I say they are toxic, they're as toxic as the club. This is what I mean. Like, you want to have a pop at a player who's wrongfully done something. He was wrong, but you don't even hear yourself when you talk about some issues that are not even related. You know, you
The
feel like you don't
football.
want to. Yeah, you don't want to even listen to anybody. So I'm looking at you like, if you are really a player, do you think you wouldn't be as bad or worse than the ones we already have? So fancy actually. So when we talk about being positive, it's not just because we want to be overtly positive. We just look at the club and be like, there's nothing in there for us to actually. We can't be drowning and wallowing in negativity, and
Exactly.
we can't do that. It's not good for anybody's mental health. So if
100%.
you if you
Exactly.
if you see a glimpse of hope, if you see something to hold on to, bro, I advise anybody to hold on to it and magnify it the way it suits you. But that doesn't mean that your opinion is gospel. It just mean that you taking it to actually make yourself feel better. It doesn't make
Exactly.
the situation feel better. It doesn't make the situation look better. Because right now, I just feel like nothing lasts forever. The success didn't last forever. So is the pain. The pain is not going to last forever. We are going to get back to where we used to be. It's just a matter of time. We might end up changing managers. We might end up selling all our players. The Glazers might end up waking up one morning and say, we can't do this anymore. we sell the club. So, but somehow, some way, we will get there. Success didn't last forever, so the failure or whatever people tend to call it now wouldn't also last forever.
Exactly.
Time, they say, heal all wounds, and we will get there. So when somebody says we're too much positive, I really don't. It's maybe it's their own gauge, because my gauge, I don't see it as that. That's
100%.
my take. Sorry guys, I
No,
just had
that's
to
all
put
good,
that out.
bro.
No,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah,
good,
that's
bro.
fine.
Because you know what I mean. Like, I mean, I'm on the positive side because you know what? I just look at it like from a perspective of life. Like, sometimes is a game. You win some, you lose some, you draw some. It will happen, and not every day is going to be your best day. Some days you're gonna have. Some players might be having a bad day, an off day. They just
Hmm.
the brain connection with the muscle reaction just not happening like normal. And
Hmm.
the game just don't go their way. We lose. Okay. You know what I mean? Like now, at the same time, if those things happening consistently, now yes, you'll be upset and you'll be frustrated. But you know, it have this one thing for me. We love to support United when they're doing well.
Hmm.
But we love to make fun of United when they're not doing well.
Of course,
Players and
it's
well,
part of it's part of the thing. We have to make fun of
right?
them. It's part of it.
And in one aspect, I feel like it's all well and good to make fun of players,
Hmm.
but in one aspect, when do we support players who not doing well when they need us support the most? Because when a player doing well, they're on top of the world. They don't really need support at that point in time. Their ego supporting themselves. The performance is supporting them because they're the height of the peak of their powers. You know, and when they fall off and the needs a push back up there, where are the fans to help them up? The hands to hold them up. Like
I'm
we are
gonna I'm
fans of
gonna
our football club,
I'm
and
gonna
the football
ask
club have
Sashif one
football
question.
players who play in the game at the end of the day.
Mm.
And whether we don't like some of them, you know, we need them to perform at their best while they're at Manchester United.
And especially while the transfer window is closed, because
Exactly. So I feel like, you know, when the transfer window open, like
yeah,
we could slag and we could
yeah,
chop and we could bite and we
yeah,
could
because
laugh
we
and we
want
could
that.
joke all we
Yeah,
want.
we want what's best for the club. We want what's best for the club. And when I'm gonna ask Sashif a question, right? And when we see
Yep.
that some people are actually not giving their all, right? We have the right to actually call them. Even people have the right to question the manager. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you shouldn't question the manager,
Exactly.
right? People have the right to do what like. But when do we not say you're going overboard with your negativity? Sashif, when do we not call it like you have your right to criticize, right? Like
Right.
me, I've criticized the manager several times. I haven't have come to the point where like, you know what, whatever it does, I don't care. If you want to give me result, fine, give me result. If the manager or the owners of the club don't deem you like the right person and they want to kick you out, fine, it's on you, right? So, but you wouldn't get me saying it week in, week out, like to draw an agenda. At what point do you not say, Sashif, that this time with such criticism you're going way too far? At what point? Like what do you have to say in terms of people overtly negative about something that shouldn't be?
Drex, to answer your question, I think, yeah, I think you're spot on about going overboard with like mm, with like too much negativity, like for example, like after the game, like I wasn't really able, like for example, like after the game, I did my best to sleep, then I wasn't able to sleep that well.
Mhm.
uh,
I,
like
the reason why I asked you this question because I saw I saw in the group that you were pissed. You were pissed. All right.
I was
You
I was
actually
I was mad pissed. Like so like
just okay,
during
you
the
know what?
day.
Just take
Yeah,
us through your emotions. Just take us through what happened at that time after the game.
yeah. I mean, like because like during like the last night, like I was on the watch along.
Hmm.
I was mad silent during the game. So like at that moment when the silence just goes overboard, like I just had to frustrate because I have to let it all out, and like it is what it is. And then during the day I was really really calm, and then yeah. I'm here. I
You
was.
see, so it's when I saw, okay, when, because most people don't have the opportunity, or they didn't have the privilege to see Sashiv's comment. When I saw Sashiv's comment in the group, I'm like, this guy is in his right to actually vent. But his follow up was okay. Like at that point, I knew, okay, every United fan have the right to actually vent. But when you now take your vent to a whole different level where you start slating, or you start even do you don't want to even listen to the voice of reasoning in terms of when somebody's trying to show you another side or give you another opinion, as to just draw out a similarity, or even calm down and just look for the contrast, right? Strike a balance. It's when you don't want to listen and you see everybody's opinion as rubbish and yours is the truth, then that's where, for me, I feel like you're just being too I just leave you alone, because I feel like at that point you're just being too toxic. Like, to me, I can't even deal. I
Yeah.
can't deal. So when we talk about positivity, overtly positive, I don't think this fan base is actually over positive. No. I just feel like everybody has come to the reality of how things is, and some of us are just holding on to hope that it will get better. Some of us are just holding on to it. Does that make us deluded? No. It's just a thing. It's just us. It's just how some of us are wired, just to believe that nothing stays forever. Not even pain. Not even. So
100%. Yeah. True.
I just I my own my own
100%.
my own take my own kind of suggestion or admonition to United fan is, don't be on the negative for too long, and don't stay on the positive for too long. Strike a balance. Help
Yeah, yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
The club is good.
I just look at it like life, bro. Look at Sachiv.
Honestly,
Sachiv. Look at you, Drex. Look at me. Look at Sachiv, right? We all could say that we our life is a journey that take us to a direction that we didn't know we would end up in.
hundred
Because
percent.
when we started, I'm pretty sure we started at three different points, but from where those points where we began to where we are now, it's worlds away.
True.
And the
100.
journey was long and it had different turns and twists, and sometimes it mightn't always be easy. And it had the moments where you want to give up, or you find like it's too
Oh
hard.
yes. Oh yes.
You know what
Oh,
I mean?
several times. Yeah.
That is
And
true.
like things just not going your way, but at the same time, you feel like, you still have to keep trying and work through it and, deal with it how it comes. And, like, and eventually, you just find that balance, or you just find that silver lining. And then you just be on your way, onwards and upwards. You know what I mean? Like, look, Sachiv all the way in Australia, you
Yeah.
all the way in Canada, I all the way in Germany. Bro, guys, I come from a little dot on the map, bro. In a little island off the coast of Venezuela, bro, called Trinidad and Tobago, a twin island republic.
Yeah.
Swear. And look why he's living in Germany, has been in London, be in Amsterdam, working, doing this, doing that. You know, that's worlds away from here, bro. You know what I mean? I would
Hmm.
have never dreamed that I was gonna be
True.
here today where I am today. You know what I mean? And it's like, look at United now. That United team on a journey, it might have begun with the players that there last season, but it's not going to end with those players.
100.
And sure, the road has some bumpy twists and turns and unexpected situations that we didn't expect to encounter so far. But at some point, it will start to be a smooth paved pitch. You know what I mean?
And even at that, right? Even when we start getting it, when we start getting our glory days back, even when we start getting to the pinnacle of success and start winning the Premier League and maybe a couple of Champions League, right? Guess what? I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but it wouldn't still last forever. That's how it is. So when it's
Exactly.
out, that's how it is. So when it happens, it's just a pain. Why I share most of our pain is the fact that we have owners that don't actually want. It's like they're not seeing the diamond that they have in their hands. They don't value it, right? They just see it as a money making scheme for them. But the truth is, this thing that they have can even make more if they actually take care of it, if they
Yeah,
actually do
100%.
what they need to do with it
Exactly.
in terms of getting the best set of people involved, right? but it's just their myopic view, their myopic take, and how they don't see past the few 30 whatever million that they take for dividend, how they don't see past the fact that okay, it's just a cash cow for them. That's my own frustration, because most of the time I sit down with my buddies and I'm like, my folks, I'm like, yo, how do you have a business and don't want to make it grow? You just leave it
Exactly.
stagnant and just hope that. So that's my own frustration. When I'm always angry at maybe the result, right? That's what's playing at the back of my mind. It's not really the manager, it's not really what the players. It's just the fact that we have owners that don't care, and it hurts me the most to know that if this club was in the hands of maybe, let's see what Sir James is going to do, right? Let's just see what, because I don't know why I just have some sort of hope that he might just come in and things might start going,
I mean,
like we can see some progress. But some people tend not to want to believe it. Me, I said I'm just going to give it up. It's something I have to hold on to, right?
Sit back and
exactly.
just see. Yeah,
Just see
just
and see. I don't want to. I don't want to. They haven't started the job. Of what use is cussing them? They haven't even done
Exactly.
anything. Of what use is saying, okay, it's not going to work.
Even if
Let
you
them.
don't believe in it, right? You could still wait to see what
I
happens.
didn't. I didn't want them. Everybody knows I didn't want them.
Exactly. Pretty sure none of us here wanted them.
Everybody know I
But you
didn't
know
want
what?
them.
At
But they're
least we're
here.
sitting here saying, let me see what they could do in
They
the
can
next six
do,
months, and then
because
we'll make a decision
yeah.
on the
If
performance.
they don't.
Because you
If
know
they don't.
what? The world is wrong, bro, and you can't have everything your way. You know what I
Hundred
mean? And
percent.
sometimes
Hundred
what you
percent.
don't want might be the thing that's best for you. You understand? You know, like it has some foods that you don't want to eat because
Oh
it
yeah.
tastes
Oh
bad,
yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
it's some of the most healthiest things for you to eat. It's
I
just like
can't.
that for
exactly.
I
me.
can't. I can't get my son to eat carrots, but he, I can't. But I know it's good for him. I try to like, yo, this thing is good for you, but he wouldn't like. So it's a case of we didn't want it, but it might end up turning out good. On the flip side, if he ends up not turning out good, then we say, okay, maybe it's not a case of I told you so. It's a case of okay, there was signs that it wasn't going to work, right? So good,
100%.
it's not working. Clap it up, onto the next one. If there's a next one, if the Glazers decide to say pull the plug and say, oh, so Jim, you're even making it worse. Yes, your buyout. Have a good day. We get somebody else. It is what it is. We us as fans, right? I've said it. The only thing we could do for to actually make our mark is, and most people don't agree to it. Most people don't see the how it could work, and I understand it. I don't even see the logistic on how it would work, but I feel like if the fans can come together and be like, you know what, disrupt a lot of home game, not the away game. We don't have the right to disrupt away game, right? The home game is our. We could, if we could disrupt that, right, and make it like we are a global fan base. People want to watch us, right? I'm not saying give up your season ticket. You can hold on to your season ticket, but disrupt the
That's
game.
true. Mm.
You can hold on to your season ticket. I'm not saying don't give it up. I'm just saying, but we could do something. But until if we can't do that as a fan base, then the only thing we have is our words, right? But we should be able to
100%.
use it constructively, not to actually bring the club down. We could be constructive with our words and our, because whether we like it or not, there's life and death is in it's the power of life and death is in our tongue. So whatever we want to see, we should start constructing it with our tongue. People don't believe it, but I do. So it is what
100%.
it is. But I
100%.
think I have
Guys,
that'll be my final say, because I have the Cameroon game is about to start in about 15 minutes.
Oh, that's fine.
Uh,
yeah, and I know you guys gonna get onto that. So thank you
yeah,
guys for joining me. Big
I'll
up to you,
Sachin.
Sachin.
Um,
I'll
Guys,
send
yeah,
you the
I have
link
big
like
up to
now.
you, Drex.
I've just a last three words to
Oh, okay.
say. Trust the process.
No, 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 no. What's the process now?
Yeah,
That's the
trust the
question.
process,
So
Sachin.
what?
We're gonna overrule Drex here because it's two of us against him on this stream, and we're
So
gonna
what's
say,
the process? What's the
guys,
process?
don't forget
What's
to
the
smash a
process?
like and subscribe. If you have not yet already, subscribe to Kenny Fan TV. Let's get him to 100 subs. I think
Sachin, I
I'm five
sent you
away from
this
100
thing.
subs. Let's get me to 100 subs.
Oh,
Smash the like and
you
subscribe
guys,
to my channel.
you
And don't
guys are.
forget to go to Drex's channel at D Hub Sports. Smash
Yeah,
the subscribe button, give him a like, and leave a comment, guys. We're going to reply to you all, and we all enjoy having your company here on streams. Big up to GB for coming in earlier
Always,
and
always,
joining us with his
always.
his insight. Big up to you, Omo, because we know you love our positivity, even though you think it's too much.
Oh,
We know you miss us
I
every day,
like
bro.
Omo. I like the way Omo drops his point. Like he just drops it.
He
My
just
Just
man, I
buses.
he
like the
Let's
just
go.
way.
Big up to
the
you,
guy just
Stephanie
drops the
Griffith. We know
bombs.
you
And
follow everyone, you drive everyone's channels and help the likes be consistent. Thank you so much for that. Big up to you, Patrick. First time second time I'm seeing you in my streams. I hope you have a great day. We will be back tomorrow. And if you're interested in the AFCON Cup of Nations, these guys are hosting a stream in 15 minutes. Be there. You know what I mean? Guys, thank you for coming. Hope you all have a great day. And don't forget, hate it or love it, we United fans, we did. We are the best team in English history. No one can take that away from us. We will get back there very soon, guys.
Not even the Glazers. Not even the
Not
Glazers.
even the Glazers can take that away from United, guys. So have a great day. Check us out later on the stream for Cameroon versus Guinea.
Guinea. Yep.
These
Yep.
guys will
Yep.
be hosting it. It will be some laughs. Go have a like, give them a share, give them a like, leave some comments, and guys, we'll see you all tomorrow. It's been your boys, Kenny Fan TV, Admiral Drex, and Mark, MEFC Fan, with the
take care.
daily update.
Oh.